Today I have something interesting to show you. I have a failed SSD drive. The computer does not recognize it, so it is currently impossible to access the file stored on it. Let's connect the drive to a SATA to USB adapter and check it on my lap computer. Well, the situation does not look good. I cannot see our 120GB SSD among the connected drives. It looks like this SSD decided to take a day off. Let's connect it to the Guardonix device, which is designed to work with unstable and damaged drives. As you can see, Guardonix USB stabilizer detects the drive and even shows its capacity. That is already a good sign. Let's see if we can access the files. Unfortunately, the file system is not recognized. And here's another problem. All data on the drive is displayed as zeros. Something is clearly wrong with the drive controller. The drive appears to be readable, but it looks as if there is no information stored on it. What do you think? Is the drive really empty? Or is it trying very hard to hide its contents from us? Let's find out. Let's disconnect the drive from the adapter and take it apart. Inside the case, we find a small circuit board. Is it just me, or is everything getting smaller these days? We can see that this SSD uses a Kingston CP-3000 controller. The good news is that this controller is fully supported by PC-3000 equipment. Let's connect the board to the PC-3000 system. And yes, I know this equipment is very expensive, but sometimes the data stored on a drive can be priceless. Let's start the software. We select the Kingston controller. As you can see, the system correctly recognized the controller model. The software asks us to put the drive into safe mode by shorting the marked contacts. The easiest way to do this is with a pair of tweezers. Let's short the contacts. What do you think? Will there be an explosion and a giant fireball? Let's click Next. The drive has successfully entered safe mode, and nothing caught fire. Now we select the required loader. The software automatically recommends the best option, so there is no need to guess. The loader has been loaded successfully. Let's move on. The next step is creating the translator. Watch how this process works. It takes a little time, but it runs automatically. The translator is now ready. Let's try to access the data. We choose a location where the recovered data image will be saved. We will perform a full sector-by-sector read of the drive. Let's start reading the sectors. We can see that the software skips a few sectors, but most of them are being read successfully. And here's the result. The sector data is no longer all zeros as it was before. Now we can see real data. Because the drive is damaged, the reading speed is very slow. At least to me, this speed feels like working with a floppy disk from 1995. At this rate, the imaging process may take several days. PC-3000 allows us to reread sectors that could not be read on the first attempt. Sometimes persistence pays off in data recovery. So let's keep trying again and again. Here you can see all of my attempts to recover as much information as possible from the drive. After many repeated reads, this is the best result I could achieve. As far as I can tell, no more data can be recovered from this SSD. So it is time to stop the process. Let's disconnect the drive's power. Now we can work with the recovered disk image. I still cannot see the file system. Let's perform a quick file system search. The file system is detected, but it is damaged because of unreadable sectors. Let's run a deeper search for file system structures across the entire disk image. Excellent, the file system has been found. You may notice some flickering on the screen. The file names have been intentionally masked to protect privacy and personal data. The hard part is now finished. Mission accomplished. Another SSD has lost the battle against data recovery. All that is left is to copy the recovered files. In this case, I will save everything into a zip-like archive. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments what types of failures or data recovery cases you would like to see in future videos. What has been your experience with data recovery? I would love to hear your stories. See you in the next video.